President Bashar al-Assad is calling it a crucial battle for Syria's destiny. Tonight, the government's assault on Aleppo appears to be faltering, with rebels claiming a number of significant victories. The fight for Syria's biggest city is an important test for both sides, and there are widespread concerns among the population about the Free Syrian Army's ability to offer protection from the regime's forces. ABC Middle East correspondent Matt Brown is west of Aleppo.
The rebels say they've come too far and the people have paid too heavy a price to ever give up. At Free Syrian Army bases throughout the countryside, they're readying now for the next phase in the battle for Aleppo. Khalid Sensawi defected from the police force last year and he says he'll never turn back.
God willing, the regime will fall. It's martyrdom or victory, and we'll fight to the last boy if we have to.
The rebels say they've seized 2 police stations in Aleppo. The battle for this one lasted 11 hours. And they may have just gained a more lethal advantage in the war, with reports they've acquired nearly a dozen surface-to-air missiles. Thousands of civilians are fleeing, but many more remain trapped in the divided city. The United Nations says their exit routes are being blocked by armed gangs.
Thousands of frightened residents are seeking shelter in schools, mosques, public buildings. These are the people who haven't fled the city, haven't had the means, or feel that it's too dangerous to make that journey.
While world attention's focused on Aleppo, the Syrian army's been punishing villages that support the rebellion, and it's hurting morale. Here the graffiti declares freedom and likens President Bashar al-Assad to a donkey. But after a defiant protest last week, 5 people were killed in an artillery strike.
I'm not afraid of the regime, but the people are afraid, because it will kill women and children without hesitation.
The shells hit around 15 minutes after the protest passed through, a likely sign local informers called in the artillery. And there's a strong sense of doubt here that the rebels can protect their supporters. For all the defiant talk you hear in these rebel-held towns, there's overwhelming fear as well. And it's not just about the shelling and the rubble. There are doctors too afraid to keep the names of their patients, and mourners so afraid they'll only bury their dead in secret. It's the fear of a people who believe the regime could return to these streets at any time. Matt Brown, ABC News, west of Aleppo.